everyone. Welcome to Side Geeks. The guys are back, especially our missing co-host James is back this week, and right now we're gonna get into Marvel's Sex in the City. I'm sorry, Marvel's She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
Only Rudy's laughing.
Best
Only
joke
Rudy's
ever.
laughing.
Because
Only
of
Rudy's
this
laughing.
joke, I love this so much. I had to put it out there. All right, guys. So this week we're reviewing episode 5. Here's a recap, a summary of the episode. Jen is a bridesmaid at a friend's wedding, a stressful event, and an event uniquely compounded by her She-Hulk issues. So the A story of this week is the wedding. You know, Jen going off, being a bridesmaid and everything, to a high school kind of like frenemy, it seems like. And the B story is back at the law firm, and we got Mallory and Nikki handling a superhero or superhuman legal case for Mr. Immortal. And how about we get into it, guys?
Yeah, it's my turn. I liked it. It wasn't that bad. It was just meh, and it was more about Jennifer getting a lot of superhero stuff, except for the immortal guy, which was pretty funny. But it wasn't really much happening. Really, you get the fight scene with Tatiana, and then that's it. You don't. There's nothing else that's going on, really.
Yeah, and I just wanted to throw, I think, a correction, and for some reason my Google is acting up, but I think this is episode 6, right? And I think...
Yeah.
You're right. My apologies. My mistake. Episode 6.
Episode 6. And so I'll just give my 2 cents here. Last night, the boys jumped on a meeting, and we were discussing kind of the podcast and how it's going, you know, a general meeting. And while we were talking, I came to the realization, and this is why the joke about the Sex in the City, that this show is a show targeted to the female audience. I think, you know, that we're not going to see what we were expecting for the whole show. All the action that we're used to, fight scenes and all of the above that we expect from a Marvel show. I think this is definitely something that, you know, took a turn. Now, this is a good show, and I'm not saying it's bad, and I appreciate it being directed at a you know, trying to draw a different crowd, because we are seeing this character develop from a female perspective, and I think this is why a lot of guys, just like the Side Geeks and more guys out there that I've seen on reviews and everything, are kind of having a reaction to this because we're not used to this. Now, with that said, I think it's a good show, but I don't think we should be having the high expectations of like big battle scenes, like big fights. I think we saw that with the episode 1 and 2 with the montage with Hulk. All we're going to get right now is Titania losing her veneers. And that's my 2 cents.
Hey, I'm going to give you 25 cents. Okay? I'm going to give you my fucking quarter on this this show. The only good thing about this show is that it's different than any other show they've pulled off. And luckily, with how Marvel's doing all their TV shows or their Disney Plus shows, is each one has been different, like really different than the other one. I like the fact that there's diversity in these shows, and like it's not like cookie cutter, and it's not you're not expecting the same outcome because you've seen it in, let's say, WandaVision or you've seen it in Hawkeye. With the only good thing I could say about She-Hulk is the fact that it's different than anything we've ever seen. Now, is it different than any TV show we've ever seen? No, it's just Marvel's take on Ally McBeal, or Marvel's take on some other lawyer firm episode where it dealt with... Yeah, and what... The beginning scene when, right before the fourth wall break she first had with her assistant, they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't want. I hate the fact that I'm leaving this girl my workload," and she's like, "Yeah, but it's just a divorce case." When I only heard divorce case, I'm like, "Who the fuck is getting divorced?" I thought like Ant-Man and Wasp got married and they are gonna get a divorce. I'm like, who the hell's married right now? That's a superhero. Not come to find out that it's Mr. who the fuck is Mr. Immortal? I have no idea. He's coming in and going, yeah, I've got 85 wives. I owe all of them money. By the way, I have 1981 Apple stock and gold bars from my mistress from the 13th century. So I'm like, okay, where's this show going? I go, they've been promising and they've been teasing and they've been doing it a lot with Daredevil, and still no Daredevil. So I'm not as happy or as content as some of the shows we've been seeing from Marvel.
I gotta say, I agree with Rudy and James where this show is not only for women, but it's produced by women, it's directed by women, it's written a lot by women, so it's a whole lot of female perspective on this show. But the main thing that I noticed because a Chicago critic, I heard him say this today actually. He's like, the thing that Marvel's been doing a lot lately, and it's kind of killing their movies and their shows, is they're ruining the big surprises, the big cameos, the big things that are in their movies and shows. Like with Doctor Strange, they killed the Professor Xavier cameo because it was in the trailer. With She-Hulk, they killed Daredevil because they put him in like the second trailer.
Yeah.
And I mean that kind of I don't know, that's kind of ruining these shows for me. I mean, I was already going to tune in for She-Hulk, for Bruce Banner and Hulk, for Abomination, for all these great characters. Why not leave some surprises in there? I mean,
Like I think your aspect of like the female perspective, it could be produced and do whatever with the female perspective. Let's say the director or the producers are female. Like I look at Obi-Wan, female director, producer, writer, great fucking show. So I don't think it's the aspect of who's directing or producing it. I think this is just a Kevin Feige decision to make it go this route. I don't think it's anyone else's decision really. I know when we talk about, let's say, Thor: Love and Thunder or Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, it took on more of the persona of the director. We had Taika Waititi and his comedic versions of Thor: Love and Thunder, and then we had I forget the director's name for that did the first Spider-Mans and with Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi. So then you got Sam Raimi, who is predominantly known for his horror flicks or his thriller flicks, and he brings his persona to Multiverse of Madness. So it's not really with the shows. I think the shows are really controlled by Kevin Feige. I think it's when they bring in these big time directors that have a name behind them is when it plays in the director's role.
As far as the, how there's surprise cameos are concerned, when Hawkeye came out, we had no idea about Kingpin. That was a big one that came out of nowhere. Same thing with Doctor Strange. Who was going to play Mr. Fantastic? We had no idea. So I agree. They do share a lot of stuff in these trailers, but they still hold back on a lot of times that when we least expect it. Going back to the whole Daredevil thing, we've been knowing about it for the longest because it's already been announced. But that doesn't mean they could still have something else up their sleeve that they're going to drop in.
All right, 3 episodes left. Who's going to be bigger than Daredevil on She-Hulk? And plus, they kind of ruined it because he's a bigger character than She-Hulk. If you're going to bring in a cameo, all right, bring cameos in. Let them be big characters, but don't let them overshadow the star of the show or the movie. Well, this is the show. Don't let them. I mean, Daredevil's a big character, a big essence. I don't know how to describe it, but I'd rather be seeing Daredevil than She-Hulk right now. And if they hadn't put that into my mind from the second trailer, I wouldn't be expecting him every single episode and being disappointed every single episode because he's not there.
Well, we still don't know who the big bad is.
And I think the tease at the end of the show, I think the end of the show tease, I'm hoping it's somebody huge. It might be leaning towards the Incredible Hulk leader, to be the big bad, because right now all they're after is blood. And watching that movie with Edward Norton, I mean, he had synthesized so much blood from the little sample that he gave him. So all they're needing is that little sample in that one vial, and he's going to create like God knows how much. And I go back to what we've talked about before. I think they're going to get the blood. I think that's how they're going to create Red Hulk. Now, who's going to play Red Hulk now that Thunderbolt Ross is gone? General Ross is gone? I'm not sure. I mean, at someone it could be Val, the Contessa, played by Julie Louis-Dreyfus, or it could be anyone that's on the Thunderbolts right now, or it's someone that we haven't seen yet on the Thunderbolts cast.
Or they could recast General Ross. I mean, they did that with Rhodey. They recast it from Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle. I mean, it wasn't a death in that case, but I don't know. They could recast him. You don't know.
Oh, 100% they could recast him. And honestly, like if I believe it'd be a misjustice if they don't include General Ross, because that's his bread and butter. That's what he's known for in all the comics.
So I want to throw a theory out there to you guys and let me know your thoughts.
Oh, here we go.
And this is something that I was just thinking about it today. And
in the shower, lonely, and just soaking yourself up.
Where else?
She-Hulk.
Here we go. Here we go.
And that
just thinking about She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, I could definitely get me some She-Hulk, man. Especially that starting scene when she's with Jennifer is in those little short shorts. Yes, thank you for that. But here's my theory. I think Amelia, the attorney that defended her against Titania, is going to be the villain. And let me explain to you why. What?
Okay.
Her name's Mallory.
Mallory. Okay.
Is it Mallory?
I'm almost positive because I looked it up before.
Yeah, we'll go. I think he's right. I think it's Mallory.
Okay. Then Google is incorrect then.
Wow, what did Google say?
It says Amelia. And I remember, let me see. Well,
maybe Mallory is her last name.
No, Mallory Book, according to IMDb.
So I think you may be right, but my theory is, because I did hear and I did see that she is one of the antagonists in the comic book, in the She-Hulk comic book, where she's trying to get her blood. But if you look at her in this show, right, every time we saw her with Todd, right? And then every time, especially this last one, where anybody tries to get at any type of personal level with her, where Nikki started asking her personal questions or whatever, she withdraws, right? She did it with She-Hulk too, when they went to have a drink, and then she said like, "Oh, so now we're friends," and then she's like immediately like, "Nope." So I think there is a bigger purpose there. And what's the new thing? The website, the intelligence. Intelligentsia. I think she may be running that shit. Because so it's just something that I thought, and I think that it has been right under our noses the whole show, and it's gonna create a shock value when they really release it. Now she might be working from somebody much bigger, but in the comic book, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she does become a Hulk.
What if you're? I mean, I can see your theory come true. What if she's her and the head of this law firm are doing this together? That was the whole plot of bringing over She-Hulk over there so they can get their paws on her and figure out a way how to get their blood. I'm hoping for a bigger bad. I'm still waiting for the Kingpin reveal, in She-Hulk. Because when Kingpin finally showed his hand or just the suit, I was like, holy fuck, he's here. Or like when his picture was taken talking to Hawkeye's apprentice's mom, I was like, holy shit, it's really him. They kept teasing at him, and they were like, yeah, they kept calling him the big guy, and I was like, no, don't do this to me. Please make it happen. And then boom, The big guy was there, not Z, the other big guy. So I'm hoping for. I'm just hoping for another big cameo that they haven't teased us with.
I
That's what.
think
That's what.
I don't know. At the end of the episode, it looked like a scientific guy who's checking out the intelligentsia and everything. Then he's got
Yeah.
the needle or whatever that they were trying to stab her with before, but he replaces the needle. So
With
I
a
don't know. It
bigger
seems
needle.
like with a bigger needle,
Vibranium.
and it seems
Is
like
it?
what did you say?
Is
It
it for
has to
real?
be. It has to
Oh,
be.
I thought you saw something. Okay. I mean, yeah. I
No.
mean, like that's how we talked to Banner. Remember when in the movie they were talking on that special site, that they can add cryptic information to. So who knows?
Wait, what did he say? I didn't even know what Rolly said. What
Oh,
was
he
he
said
trying
it
to?
was. He said it might be made out of titanium or no vibranium.
Oh, maybe. But my point was, it's probably the leader, someone scientific, because they're in a lab and everything.
I'm
I
hoping. I'm hoping, especially with the announcement of the leader for Captain America,
yeah.
the New World Order Captain America. I'm so, and all these shows and movies tying together. So hopefully that's the big reveal at the end. I just hope the CGI on the leader isn't as bad as She-Hulk, because
Oh my
it's
God,
I'm still not happy with the CGI on She-Hulk because it looks very
cartoony.
cartoonish. Yeah. So I hope the leader doesn't have that big fucking melon, and it looks like Mr. Potato Head's on his head.
I mean, I don't know. I've been saying that She-Hulk still looks cartoony, even though they improved it since the initial trailer, where everyone basically complained of how she was looking. And now I'm seeing like side by side, original trailer and the new trailer. Like I mean, before they started airing episodes, and they're like, look at the difference. Look how huge the difference is, bro. I could not tell the difference. It still looked crappy to me. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they're seeing that I'm not seeing, but
It wasn't
I
like Sonic the Hedgehog when they redid the whole thing.
Oh, that was the greatest fix in a movie I've ever seen. In all
No,
seriousness.
I think that was on purpose. I think they did that so they could get a whole bunch of haters on and then like get free promotion from everybody.
I mean, that was really bad to do it on purpose. That's something that's not something you do on purpose. That looks like
but
someone. I think that looks like somebody got fired. That's what that
but
looks like.
think of all the free advertising they got from it. Everyone started talking about how horrible it was, and then boom, they fixed it, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's a big 180. So I mean, it could have been
That's the
on purpose, like you said.
power of Reddit, man. And I mentioned last week my theory about maybe it looking really plain, only
Yeah.
because when she becomes like the real She-Hulk, it's gonna be like really popping. But now, after thinking, yeah, we're not gonna get a lot of action. This is just gonna be, a straight up sitcom comedy show.
Yeah.
Bro,
I think we're not gonna see a lot more than that.
I'm saying it's Marvel's Sex in the City, basically.
Yeah. You
But
know
with a
what she
law
kind of looks
firm.
like? She looks like when women airbrush their photos, how their skin looks. She looks photoshopped, like airbrushed. Rolly, what's any theories behind you on what we might expect with She-Hulk?
The
People
big the
talking.
big bad still needs to be revealed. We have no idea. Zaya, why are you
Yeah.
waving?
I'm
Yeah, I
saying
can
more
hear.
talking. That's what we're gonna expect. That's it. I mean,
Oh no, I think we're already getting to the meats and potatoes now. We're going to start seeing things happening because you already got the tease for Daredevil. Basically, we got the tease of who's the big bad already. So I feel like moving forward, and we don't have how many episodes are left now? 3?
3,
Mm-hmm.
7, 8,
Yeah,
and 9.
yeah.
Wow.
So we're getting really close to getting some real definitive answers. And the thing that now there's no more after mid credit scenes, nothing. So
Mm-mm.
like it's getting more serious.
They're killing me also because when they had the big action sequences, there was also the after credit scene. But now it's all ta 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 ta. No after credit
Well,
scene, nothing to pique your interest in the episode.
Did you guys catch any Easter eggs or any like hidden things in this episode that we've seen in other
QR
episodes?
code. The QR code on the car.
That's where it was?
I missed it this time.
Yeah,
I-
when
I didn't really-
Mr. Immortal jumps out the window, falls on the car, and you see the QR code on the car itself.
Oh,
I'll
I
be
did not
honest.
see it.
They've been very creative on where they're putting these damn QR codes.
Bro,
It's
and that comic is a call out to where Mr. Immortal is. We're working with Mr. Fantastic.
Mm.
Wait, which part?
The QR code
The
leads you to the
Oh.
comic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other Easter eggs like from the Intelligentsia website?
There's no website. I tried to go to it. I got it.
No, on the screen. Did you like?
Okay. No, I didn't see anything. Did you guys see anything?
Just the memes
no.
about She-Hulk, like just hating on her.
It's basically like the evil Reddit. Basically.
Yeah,
You know?
pretty much. But you need to sign up to be a member.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to Rudy's comment or his theory. I mean, she didn't want her assistant to talk about any of this to Jen. So, and then I love the fact that immediately the next scene she goes, "Jen, here's what happened." Da 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 da. I was like, "That's a true friend. That's my
Yeah.
bitch right there. Let's go
Yep.
ride or die."
Yeah, Nick is the
Yep.
shit.
That's the
But-
best friend right there. That's
but-
the best friend.
She was talking to a voicemail, right?
Right, because Jen was getting busy getting her date on with whoever Josh is. Now, is Josh someone that we should worry about? Who knows?
I don't know. I just think Josh was a dude shooting his shot, you know, and
He drained it.
and you know, and being
But-
successful.
They were being monitored. If you saw how they panned into the science room, they were like on the screen.
Really?
Really? Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
I didn't pay attention to that.
The first thing they showed was some graph of hers, like transformation graph or something. Like with, I was like, "What is this?" I didn't pay too close attention, but I was like, "That was interesting." I think it was like a transformation graph, like when she first started to like now or something. But
So, like, we're getting a lot of little clues, right? Because then, what's up? We still don't know more about that guy that was with the creepy questions from the date, and he was there at the law office too.
2 times,
Man,
and the law case.
I'll be honest with you. That guy's always played like a super dork in every movie he's done. Is going back to Baywatch. I don't think he's anything but the nerd that we are. He's just a fucking geek that like us four that fell in love and wants to date She-Hulk just because she's a superhero. That's it. I don't think.
So you don't think there's more?
I
to
don't
it?
think he's anything behind him.
I
it's-
think
It's too
he's
obvious.
I think he's the female writer's perspective of a guy like Rudy, who's like, "Oh, I love her, and this and much, and this and that," but they make it more creepy than it actually is. I like her too, man. I'd be down too, but damn.
Hey, if
Why do you
I had
think
the
it's okay?
chance, I'll probably be Todd in front of She-Hulk, bro. I'll shoot my shot.
Man.
Hell yeah, who wouldn't?
Well, let's see what happens in the upcoming episodes. Hopefully, we see more Daredevil. Hopefully, we get the stuff that
More
we're looking
answers.
for. Something to draw the male perspective back in. Okay, you've won the females over. You gave them 6 episodes. Give us the 3. You know, we're just looking for our percentage. You know, just hello. You know, we're the ones that spend money at these box offices on all these nerdy movies. You know, give us our perspective. All right, I think it's time to go into some Andor.